Want to thank you all for being here today, obviously. Want to thank you all for being here. Boy, what a great day today. Now, today was one of those days where we almost, well, my exact words, an hour ago at 10:15 Eastern time this morning, my exact words to you folks in this room was, maybe we should call it a day. And then I corrected myself and said, yeah, but you know what? We might just get some action between 10:30 and 11:30. I would say we'll call $1,000 in about 10 minutes. I would say that's worth waiting around for. We began the day here, nothing moving. And guys, I do want to remind you all too that if you're in this trade room right now or you're watching this on YouTube somewhere, make sure you remember that there is risk out there in these markets. We do make it look very easy because we have a very good trading plan. Our trading plan is our blueprint. Our trading plan is our checklist every day. It's our roadmap, right? It's the treasure map. If I deviate from that plan, I run the risk of losing my account, losing my career, stress, anxiety. Guys, don't do it. Now, I didn't have an educator. I didn't have a mentor. Nobody was in my life when I first began doing this almost 12 years ago. So for me, I had to go by trial and error. I created my entire trading method not because somebody told me about it, because I was trial and error. That's why it's very different than anything else you've probably ever seen before. Now, trial and error, I will tell you from previous experience, is very, very expensive. Trial and error for a day trader, there are certain things that just because you can do it yourself, you probably shouldn't, right? Day trading would be one of them. Maybe some light open heart surgery. I probably won't pull my own teeth, and I probably shouldn't build my own car, right, or my own house. There are certain things in this life, just because I can find a blueprint on Google, I probably should find a mentor, a professional that really knows what they're doing, because there's a lot at stake here. So that analogy, trial and error being such a dangerous way to learn, I want to make sure that I really solidify that first. Make sure you have your trading plan every morning. Make sure you're ready to abide by that plan. And I'm going to give you that plan here in our course materials. Now, had a fantastic day today, but it definitely got off to a slow start. We began this morning with this heat map, and the heat map just kept telling us, this is on the morning prep every morning at 7:30. I mean, look at this. There's just nothing moving today. Basically, anything within that 0.3 we're not touching, and it's most of the markets we're trading. So we had what appeared to be the markets were asleep this morning. Tough to tell why, right? I really don't care why. But I do know the markets were pretty sleepy this morning. And when we got up here, got the room open this morning, we realized, wow, this may be a sloppy day. It's summertime. It's going to happen. We're going into a summertime weekend. You know, tomorrow will be probably even worse. But one thing that I always believe in is never give up on your day. Now, fortunately, we knew from previous experience the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, a lot of the action's been coming in from 10:30 to 11:30. So this whole morning, we kept just spending our time wisely, preparing for what was to come. We talked about this morning, one of the keys, one of the secrets, right? One of the secrets here, thanks guys. One of the secrets to me not over trading earlier was that I never even looked at my trade charts. I just used a slower time frame to prep. That was really big for me today because it didn't get me emotionally charged. I wasn't anxious. See, if you ask me, on a slow day like today, it's better just to minimize your faster time frames, bring up your slower time frames, and just wait for price to break out, right, or fail, rather than watching those faster time frames, because it's going to make you think that you should be trading and you shouldn't. So one little trick we did this morning, and I kind of joked around by saying I was killing time. I was killing time. I was basically distracting myself from what I knew my emotions were going to do to me. I knew my emotions would bury me by over trading this morning. All righty? So that was kind of the trick this morning. Awesome job. Awesome job. So we distracted ourselves a little bit. Now, fortunately, we had news from the Natural Gas Futures today. Thursday mornings, we have natural gas inventories at 10:30. And really, that was pretty much our saving grace today. Just a fantastic example, though, here on the natural gas. let's take a look at the news here. The news came out bullish. And when I went into the natural gas market this morning around 10:15 before the news came out, we saw this price wedge. And we talked about this price wedge on many different levels today. We looked at it on crude, on euro, on dollar. Okay, so what does a price wedge tell me? A price wedge tells me a couple things. The biggest thing it tells me is the market's personality. In order for us to have a price wedge, there needs to be a lack of conviction, a lack of strength. So we know that we're already suspicious if price jumps out. If price jumps out of a price wedge, we know the likelihood is that it's going to fail. And eventually those buyers will run out of gas and it will tumble right back down in. That's what usually happens on a wedge. And you've probably seen we've made some great money in the past selling the highs and buying lows of the wedge. Whenever we talk about a wedge, we always talk about what? Look for that fake out breakout. Well, sure enough, news came out and it was bullish. We jump up. And when I jump up, we quickly pull back and we have two potential trades. One is to fade the highs and to fade the news. Ultimately, when price slowed down, I tried to sell it. Right? So wave pattern failure, you can see just a little candlestick wick there. It literally went like 2 ticks in my direction and then whoop, bounced me out. I used a 10-tick stop. I trade 4 contracts. I got filled at a minus 11, which gave me the minus 44. So right off the bat, I get a really big clue. Now, it's kind of funny how I almost have to pay for that clue, right? If I didn't take that trade short, yeah, I would have then been able to get into the long trade. But you've got to follow the plan. Remember, this is the key. If you follow your plan every time, remember, we never know what these trades are going to do sometimes. So we got to follow the plan. The plan will set you free. Okay, so I follow my plan. My plan, not so fast. I lose money. Okay, but what does my plan say next? My plan says very specifically that what should happen, if it doesn't happen, well, that's a huge opportunity now. So once that happens, once I know, wait a second, it didn't tumble, well, then that means these buyers are really in charge. So we get long. We had a great clue on this, and I'll zoom out just a little bit here so you can see the ABCD. And the ABCD pattern, which we spent all morning talking about other markets, this ABCD pattern now comes out and saves the day. You take the low, right? There's my ABCD. Pretty simple. Price symmetry. And so now we've got a great final target. We go up, first target filled, second, third target filled, and we start piling on the winners here. 3 trades later, I've now made back that 44 ticks, and I end the day with over $1,000. So yeah, you're right. Losses are going to happen. Losses are not fun. But if you follow your plan, you can turn that loss into profit. I lose a little bit of profit there, make it right back. 60, 23, 65, and literally in 10 minutes, over 100 ticks. Now, we talked about the fact that I never trade natural gas. And we talked about how amazing it is today that not only could I jump into a market that I've never, well, this is probably my 3rd time in my career trading this market, but what a great testament. You always hear me talking about this method works on anything you want to apply to, and let this be proof. My favorites are usually the euro, the gold, the Russell, the crude oil. Today I traded nat gas. And we did it in real time. We called these trades live here. I'm trading my personal account. You trade your personal account. You have your trading plan right in front of you, and we all make money together. This is the best place to earn and learn you're ever going to find, guys. And we demonstrated this successfully today. We were disciplined early in the morning. We knew what to expect, and because of that, we didn't go forcing trades. We saved our energy. We saved our emotions. We saved our risk capital for when the markets really started cooking. And we were rewarded for it. Excellent job today. It sounds like everybody was able to make a little bit of cash on that before we finish up the day today. let's keep the floor open for questions. We got about 5 more minutes. We'll gladly cover some questions here. Appreciate you guys being here.